G'day guys, welcome to the preview for this Saturday night's clash against the Cats at the MCG. Love Saturday football, love it. It is the day. Traditionally it was the 10 past 2 start or 2 o'clock start, but now don't mind Saturday nights. It's the best day for sport. It's the party. Saturday night party time. And I hope we're celebrating come, what would it be? Come about 9:30, quarter to 10, 10 o'clock. I hope we're celebrating hard. If you clicked on this and you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And if you clicked on because of the reference to the handbaggers in the thumbnail, that was cheeky. The Cats had their retro round last week and they wore those unbelievable jumpers, which looked fantastic. They really did, with the collars and the white patch on the back with the numbers. Or was it the blue patch on the back with the white numbers? Anyway, they looked fantastic, and the buttons, they really did look the part. Now, I thought I'd just throw that in there, that in the 80s they were labelled the handbaggers by the great Lou Richards. And I'll probably until they started to have some real success in the 2000s, 2007, that premiership, that label sort of drifted away. And I know Cats fans don't like hearing the handbaggers reference, and I honestly don't believe that either, because they are a huge football club. They really are. They are a powerhouse. And I know they haven't won a flag since 2011, but I don't know, there's something about this Geelong team this year that they're going to buck the trend, pardon the pun. I know they've won 7 on the trot, and their record at the moment is excellent. And 4 of those games have been at home at GMHBA Stadium. They knocked off the reigning premiers last week by 28 points in a really clinical display. It really was. Their form is good. They had that magnificent win against Richmond. And I know the Tigers are upset about that, but it takes a very good football team to be able to win, okay, under those sort of circumstances. And they did that. So this for us is a huge test. And thinking about this, and also thinking about what Geelong did last week with those retro jumpers, and there was a fair bit of publicity with that. It was sort of plastered all over social media, and there was a lot of photo shoots with Geelong players in the retro jumpers and posing against sort of cars and sunglasses, and yeah, they really did promote it. And then they came out and won by 28 points against the reigning premiers, and it wasn't a distraction at all. And it was only a couple of weeks back that a lot of our supporters were sort of crying about the distraction of the respect round, and our players took the eye off the ball. Maybe there's a little bit in that in regards to, and I was thinking about this game and the way it's going to play out, and both of our clubs. And I don't want to take this feeling for granted at the moment, because I'm generally excited about going to the football at the moment and watching our team play. This excitement that I experience at the moment, I haven't felt. I can't remember feeling this way about my football team for such a long time. I can't. And I know sometimes Geelong supporters, just speaking to some of them, possibly do take their club for granted, given that success they had through that period of time. And when you have so much success and you win a lot of the time, you start to take it for granted. I don't want to take what we're, I suppose, building and achieving at the moment for granted. But when I think about this game, and you can talk about matchups, which are important. There's plenty of great matchups in this game. Forward, back, through the midfield, on the wings, everywhere you look. They will be pivotal. Okay, you can talk about game plans. You can talk about the way Geelong have slightly adjusted their game plan, okay, over the last 12 months or this year in particular. We can talk about the structures. We can talk about the fact that we are really a contested football team, okay, a high possession contested football team. Talk about methods and processes and all that stuff, which are all important. But for me, the more I think about this game and the more I think about the fact that we can win it, we can win it. And there's no reason why we can't win it. The more I don't know, the more I sort of go into it, I can't get away from the fact in this one, this time, and the journeys of these two clubs are completely different as far as I'm concerned. Both journeys, okay, both goals are premierships. That's the goal. But I believe Geelong's, and this isn't to do with windows open either, windows open and windows closing. And I truly believe Geelong are on the cusp of something pretty special. And they certainly are bucking the trend, pardon the pun. Okay, with an ageing list that, to me, could go all the way this year. And I know a lot of Geelong supporters won't see it that way because they have got used to seeing their team, okay, be home and away specialists, get the finals, okay. But there is something significantly different about this football team this year. Or maybe I'm just imagining that. But I don't think so. But for this game, and I'm not talking about finals, and both teams are on different journeys, it almost appears our journey is week to week. That's our Carlton football journey at the moment, concentrating on week to week. So that gives us a big chance this weekend. We can't look too far ahead. Whereas I feel that Geelong, okay, their journey is this year. They are right there. And they truly believe that this is their year. This is their year. Whereas I feel like we are anything that we achieve, okay, not so much from now on until finals, if we still make it, will be a bonus. Because we are essentially at the start of our journey. We're at the start of it still. And we've still got plenty to learn. So the thing that comes to me all the time is the experience, maturity, and leadership difference between these two teams going into this Saturday night at the MCG. And I think it's this. Get us. Okay, talent-wise, I think we are just about there with the Cats. Maybe not across the board. I think they're probably a little bit more even across the board. But talent-wise, I think we've just about got them. But as far as maturity and experience and leadership, I can't get away from the fact that Geelong have this ability, based on this experience and maturity and leadership, to remain in games longer. And they will have their periods of time where they may fall away. Okay, and I think we're building towards that ourselves. But when I look at these lists, the difference between these two teams that are going to take the park on Saturday night, the contrast is incredible, and how important this experience is. And we still don't have it. And this is why I still think there's a chance for someone like Ed Curnow, if he can build some form over the next 2 or 3 weeks, that there may be still a place for him in this football team moving forward. So on Saturday night, okay, given last week's game, okay, which Geelong fielded, they're going to take 14 plus 28-year-olds into this game of football. Now, you may think, well, no, you see a lot of things about Geelong being old and washed up, and it's a geriatric place where, you go and retire. But when I look at it, the age, I think the peak of the power at the moment, and this is where the Cats are bucking the trend, the peak of your power is, I reckon, between the ages of 28 and 32, when you are at maybe not your physical best, but at your mental best, And if you are managed, which I think Geelong are doing really, really well with their players, they've been managed and they are a smart professional football club. They have so many players in that bracket of 28 to 32. I'm going to go through them. Buse, 28. Guthrie, 29. I mean, Tom Stewart won't play on Saturday night, but he's 29 years of age. Cameron, 29. Menengola, 30. Stanley, 31. Duncan, 31. Rowan, 31. Blitzav's 31. Dangerfield, 32. Zach Tui, 32. And then you chuck in 3 guys that are over that age, Selwood, Hawkins, and Smith. Now, only Selwood, Hawkins, and Smith from that group, that 3, have premierships. Obviously, Selwood is a 3-time premiership at the Cats, and Hawkins is a 2-time premiership at the Cats. Selwood, though, he's the captain of this football club. He's been the captain for a long time. He would love nothing better. He would love nothing better than to captain this side to a premiership. Then you look through that 28 to 32-year-old. What do they have in common? Okay, those 11 players, they've never won a premiership except Mitch Duncan, and that was when he was a baby back in 2011. So they are frothing at the bit to win it this year, Geelong. They are frothing. And then I go over to us. A player over 30 in our team, which will take the field on Saturday night. In fact, we only have 2 players. Well, actually, make that 3, but 1 probably won't play. We have 3 players in that age bracket from 28 to 32 years of age. Sam Doherty, 28. Nick Newman, 29, and Jack News, 29. And some people say, how the fuck does Jack News get a game? Well, I'll tell you what. That is experience right there, right now, that Jack Nunes, at 29 years of age, is still getting a game because he has that experience, he has that maturity. But to think about, where have we faltered over the last 5 or 6 weeks? And why haven't we necessarily been at our best in these big games against Victorian clubs at the MCG and also St Kilda at Marvel Stadium? Again, I think it's all around staying in the moment, being in the moment, embracing the occasion, and handling the pressure of the situation. So Geelong's greatest strength is there right now is probably our biggest weakness, and that is experience. Okay, so when I look at those games, I look at the game, when we played Collingwood, back at the MCG where we started slowly, and then came but couldn't quite get the chocolates. They had 8 players between the age of 28 and 32 and 1 above Scott Pendlebury, 34, compared to our 3. Then we would go to Richmond, same story, got blown out of the blocks early. 8 players between 28 and 32 and 3 above that age. That's 11 players. And even against St Kilda, we knew when we went into the game, and the experience of Paddy Ryder, for example, who's 34 years of age, who came into that team, and they also have 7 players compared to our 3 who are between that really important age bracket of 28 to 32. I've got no doubt that we will come with a great attitude. I think Voss is instilling an incredible culture into this football club. An incredible culture. Okay? I've got no doubt that we will come with unbelievable effort and enthusiasm for this game of football. And it wouldn't surprise me for 1 minute, if we win this game, just because, and I'm not saying just because of our talent, but because we're working really well as a football team. I just can't get away from the fact that Geelong are so experienced. And this has been, I suppose, a bit of a bugbearer of mine. And it's great to be young and it's great to be youthful. And that there have been youthful teams that have won premierships over the last 15 or so years. We go right back to Hawthorn. Okay, we go right back to Hawthorn in 2008. Okay, we go to the Bulldogs in 2016. But let's not forget a couple of really experienced players who played for the Western Bulldogs. Okay, Boyd and Morris in that back half, how influential they were. And they were both over 30 years of age. Okay? So I just feel we're lacking that next layer of experience and that next layer of leadership for us to remain in games. And that's why we are still seeing wild swings like the 7-goal turnaround against the Eagles last week at Optus Stadium, or 6-goal turnaround, whatever it was. Okay? I don't think we can afford to do that against the power of the Geelong Football Club, because they have that. They have the steadiness. They have the level-headedness that we mightn't have right here, right now. So this is not being negative at all, but I feel the Cats are going to get us on Saturday night for that exact reason, based on leadership. I hope I am fucking wrong. I'll be there Saturday night. I'm going to be fucking loud and proud, and I want to will our boys home. Tell me what you think, guys, in the comments below, and I look forward to doing a massive review of this game on Sunday morning. I reckon it might be. Fucking can't wait. Catch you around.